I think, even if only in a very general sense, we all get that there's more to experience than the conscious mind territory, the beta brainwave. I generally like to talk about my experiences in terms of the superconscious, subconscious, and conscious, along with the associated brainwaves. Um, it seems practical, just more concrete, maybe, to the average scientific-minded person experiencing physical reality. So I try to gear in this direction. I'm going to try to gear in this direction right now. When the conscious mind first begins to wake up to the subconscious and superconscious, when it begins experiencing what's beyond itself, the fight or flight response is triggered. I know it was triggered in me. But this response can be minimized. It can even eventually be superseded. At night when I lay down, like many of you, I often begin to see the visual hypnagogic imagery that begins projecting into the blackness behind my eyes. Not always, but sometimes, and sometimes more than others, I begin interpreting what I'm seeing as unsettling. I'll just see something that I interpret as negative, like an example in a vampire, or just something that looks unpleasant, or something that seems to be coming at me. But what I notice is that if, rather than proceed into fear, stop what I'm seeing entirely just by opening my eyes up out of it, if rather than proceed into fear, I instead inwardly ask, what am I seeing? Then the appearance of what I'm seeing, and or my experience of it, and or both, begins to change. I'm somehow magically moved from the duality, from the poles of positive and negative experience, in toward a more central, neutral position where I can unblinkingly witness. And it's in this way that when the alpha wave rolls in, I am very often able to stay present for it. I shift and step into another reality. The reality of the alpha brainwave I associate with the subconscious. And within the subconscious territory, I'm capable of much more than I am in the conscious territory as separated from the subconscious. I'm able to levitate, teleport, dematerialize and materialize, instantly manifest, fly, etc. In the physical reality, these abilities are often referred to as siddhis or powers. And it's important to not miss the forest for the trees here. It's important to realize that the siddhis are byproducts. As a person comes into a fuller realization of self, they arrive. It's important to see the whole picture there. The more fuller realization of self, the coming together of subconscious and conscious, superconscious, subconscious, and conscious, leads to the ability to do more, so to speak. Now, the siddhis don't arrive by themselves, or in my case, they didn't arrive by themselves. Entities, beings, arrived with them to help me through the new situation. And it's interesting. Who arrives? You know, some people get brilliant lights, some people enlightened masters, some people gray aliens, some people jeweled self-dribbling basketballs. You gotta love Terence McKenna, right? I get indigenous Indians, always indigenous Indians, and the entities tend to arrive for me during what I would term the classic OBE, when my consciousness shifts from the physical into the etheric version of the room I am physically in. There they are, indigenous Indians. And I don't really know why I get indigenous Indians. I suspect the connection will be made apparent soon. Perhaps. I hope. It's curious. It's interesting.